the very first book that inspired me was Richard Branson's book, Losing My Virginity. I just thought that he was so entrepreneurial in the way he thought. He was so community driven in the way he grew his businesses. I love that he took so many chances and challenges, took on so many challenges, in so many different industries, and was just a true adventurer, And so I think for me to see somebody who both had the adventure spirit, who'd want to go and jump out of planes and climb crazy mountains and just be that sort of wild side, which I am too. I have very much a wild side that just wants to run and explore and see the world and enjoy the world, but then also can build really cool companies that are helpful for the world and that are filling a void. So for me, he was very much a hero of mine growing up. And then, of course, my parents. My father is an immigrant coming from India. My mother is an immigrant from Japan, and they came to America, with very little language, very little funds, and came here with dreams, big dreams, and raised us and showed us sort of the immigrant way of just hard work and pursuing what you love and going for it and being very thoughtful and resourceful with how you sort of build your life and career. And so I watched them all my life sort of figure out how to be an immigrant in this world and really succeed. And so they're very much role models for me too. I think my biggest strength is in community building. I think that what I love to do more than anything is bringing people together and connecting dots. And that I think is my first superpower is sort of everything I've done is, from the restaurants, for me, that's a community center, right? Super Sprouts is very much a community build experience. It's a movement around health and nutrition and education. And Daybreaker is also very much a community around dance and around taking back the morning, together as a community. Thinks also is empowering women around the world, right? So I think for me, my number one superpower is community building. I'm actually writing a book about community right now, and I think also my I think what really helps me sort of glue the community together is experience design. So I think that's sort of my main superpower is sort of experience design as it relates to community. So creating experiences that connect people, that create connectivity within people, and create experiences that people won't ever forget. So Daybreaker is very much sort of, it's an early morning dance experience, right? You have 500 people coming in and dancing their faces off before going to work, and we have an underground DJ, an underground venue, and really amazing talent coming in every 15 minutes, and we just create this whole carnival experience for people, and they leave just like, what just happened? And so that's the kind of thing. I'm also building for Super Sprouts right now an exhibit for the Children's Museum in Manhattan, an entire floor exhibit where we turn this floor to this whole Super Sprout story world, where children become superheroes in the kitchen, and they go through this fridge door into this wonderful world where they get to learn about food in the most wonderful ways. And I think experience design is very much such a sort of important part of influencing culture. A ritual, I do Japanese calisthenics every morning called Radio Taiso. Radio Taiso means radio exercise in Japanese. It's 6.5 minutes, sort of early. So you wake up in the morning, you kind of have cobwebs in your joints, and you wake up and you do this 6.5 minute calisthenics routine. And it's just like a wonderful way to kind of wake up your body, your brain, and your joints, and get ready for the day. Another ritual I'm doing is I meditate every morning, 10 minutes. Just sort of kind of center my brain, myself, and kind of just let everything go. So those are the two main rituals I do. And of course I work out, and I love to dance. I often dance by myself in my house with the music on in front of the mirror, just kind of having fun. So I think rituals are really important for me in the morning. And then in the evening, I always sort of have dinner with friends, and so that's a great ritual too. Is after a long day of work, sort of put your work hat off and sort of put your kind of family friends hat back on. It's a very important ritual for me is mealtime. I want to be remembered as someone who helped eradicate childhood obesity in this country through story. I want to be remembered for creating experiences that people don't forget, and that I was an active participant in really binding the community together.